Illinois basketball stars Ayo Dosunmu and Kofi Cockburn, who both declared for the NBA draft, have a new deadline to withdraw from the NBA draft and preserve their NCAA eligibility.
The NCAA announced on Thursday that student athletes must commit to staying in the draft or returning to school on 10 days after the NBA Draft Combine or August 3, whichever comes first. The original withdrawal date was June 3, but the NCAA postponed that date due to the NBA's rescheduling of the NBA draft because of the pandemic.
The NBA reportedly said new dates for the draft lottery, August 25, and the NBA draft, October 15, but has not yet announced a date for an NBA draft combine. It's possible that college players like Dosunmu may have to make a decision before working out in the NBA draft combine, if invited.
Cockburn, the 7-foot center who won Big Ten Freshman of the Year last season, returned to Champaign from his home in New York City last week and is expected to begin voluntary workouts on campus later this month. Most draft experts do not expect him to get drafted, so most assume he will return for a sophomore season.
But Dosunmu plans to stay in Chicago to continue preparations for the NBA draft. Earlier this week, Dosunmu, the Illini guard who earned all Big Ten first-team honors as a sophomore, reiterated during an interview with Big Ten Network what he has said since declaring for the draft, that he is almost completely focused on becoming a pro.
"I'm pretty much 100% focused on staying into the draft," Dosunmu told Dave Revson. "I'm just talking to teams, gathering information about being selected as high as possible, getting to know teams more, and when they allow us to work out, hopefully getting out to those arenas and meeting with the GMs and coaching staffs in person and working out."
Dosunmu hasn't completely closed the door on a return to Illinois if he doesn't get the feedback he desires from NBA teams. He has spoken with NBA teams but hasn't yet had the opportunity to work out for them in person.
The latest mock drafts by ESPN and Sports Illustrated do not include Dosunmu in the 60-pick draft. ESPN ranks Dosunmu the number 25 point guard prospect in the draft and number 81 overall prospect.
But Dosunmu seems intent on seeing through the process, one that unfortunately for him has not worked out in his favor so far. If the combine takes place after August 3, that could make his decision even more difficult.
For Illinois, that date means the team might not know whether its best player, and possibly an All-America candidate, will return until weeks before the fall semester begins. And if Dosunmu waits to make a final decision until that date, that could leave the team with an open scholarship into the fall.
At least Dosunmu and Illinois finally seem to have a fairly clear decision date and timeline. But as he has stated for the last few months, Dosunmu is clearly still focused on taking the next step in his career.
"I'm saying I'm 100% focused on being selected as high as possible," Dosunmu said on BTN. "That's my goal right now. I expect to be on an NBA team next year. There's always that little percent when I left open to return because I haven't signed with an agent yet. I do have some in mind, but my expectation is to be on an NBA team next year."